An SUV is a purely practical car, right? And it prioritises space and comfort over white-knuckle driving thrills? Wrong, says Porsche, because its Cayenne can do both. The first two generations were really successful and the first one was launched in 2002. Since then, everyone from Jaguar to Lamborghini has launched an SUV. So this third generation faces some stiff competition and has the hardest job it's had to date. In this video review, we'll tell you what it's like to drive, how easy it is to live with, and which version you should buy. First of all though, let's take it for a drive. There's no slow version of the Cayenne. Kicking off the range is a 3-litre V6 turbocharged petrol, which has 335 brake horsepower. It's plenty quick, but it does feel slightly strained when you get to the end of its rev range. Then there's the plug-in e-hybrid, which does 27 miles on electric power alone. It's perfect if you're driving around town, but don't expect the same fuel economy as a Toyota Prius. Then there's the S, which we're driving today, which also has a V6 petrol engine, but is twin turbocharged, and you can definitely feel the difference lower down the rev range. It is much, much quicker. After that is the frankly bonkers Cayenne Turbo, which has a V8 under the bonnet and impressive performance, as much as you would expect from a modern supercar. It also has running costs to match. You'll notice that there aren't any diesels on that list, and there won't be for a long time, so if it's a long cruiser that you're looking for, you may wish to look elsewhere. As standard, the Cayenne e-hybrid and S models come on steel springs, but air suspension is available as an option, and it comes as standard on the Turbo. You can set the air suspension to 3 levels of stiffness, but even in comfort mode, the ride has a firm edge without being harsh. In fact, we'd recommend opting for the air suspension if you can, because steel springs can be too firm for some. The Cayenne is big and bulky, but it hides its size well through the corners. It has plenty of grip and there's plenty of feedback through the steering wheel, so keen drivers will not be disappointed. Although most owners won't venture off-road, it's good to know that the odd muddy track or field will not present itself to be a problem. No matter your size or shape, you should find a comfortable driving position. Posher versions get a plethora of adjustment in the steering wheel and also in the seat. Be warned, the standard seats don't come with lumbar support, so it is worth speccing those more expensive seats. Forward visibility and visibility out of the back is excellent thanks to a high seating position. If you do need extra help for parking though, you can spec a reversing camera. In terms of material quality, it's excellent, and there isn't any hard scratchy plastic in sight, which is fantastic. All the major controls are easy to get to. Some of the minor controls, however, are hidden in this touch menu, which is a little slow to respond. What is quick to respond, however, is this 12.3-inch touchscreen, which comes with many different functions. Some of the smaller icons are quite hard to hit whilst you're driving along. There's smartphone mirroring for Apple CarPlay, but I'm afraid Android users, there is no Android Auto. What you can do, however, is download the Porsche app, find a destination, and you can send that to the car, if that's a compromise enough for you. The Cayenne is a large luxury SUV, so it's no surprise that it's spacious. Even if you're really tall and you spec the panoramic sunroof, you will still find that there's plenty of headroom. And also, being a wide car, it means you're not rubbing elbows with the person next to you. There's also plenty of storage spaces, so there's 2 cup holders here, there's large door bins and more storage underneath the armrest, and a decent sized glove box. No banana this time though. Move into these rear seats and you'll find that there's plenty of head and leg room, especially if you're only 5'4.5" like me. All jokes aside, 6-footers will also be fine, although you do get more room in an Audi Q7. However, you can sit 3 people side by side, although the person sitting in the middle seat does sit a little taller than the 2 either side. And if you're not using the middle seat, you've got 2 cup holders here, and again you've got some decent sized door bins. As for boot size, well, that's a match for Audi's Q7, and if you fold down the rear seats it creates even more space. There is a small load lip, however it's a really wide opening and a very usable space. A word of warning though, if you go for the e-hybrid you do lose 100 litres of boot space. The cleanest version of the Cayenne is the e-hybrid, but don't expect to see any better than 35 miles per gallon in real world conditions. You will however pay less company car tax thanks to the lower CO2 emissions. Thankfully, the Cayenne is predicted to hold on to its value well, which is great news if you're thinking about buying with cash or on a PCP deal. Even the standard Cayenne gets a decent haul of kit. Sat-nav, Apple CarPlay, LED headlights, dual zone climate control and electric tailgate all come as standard. You'll probably want to add a few options though. We'd recommend full leather seats and air suspension too. Our recommended S models get a bit more kit as well as large alloy wheels and a Meteor exhaust. Every Cayenne comes with automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection as standard, and if you'd like to spec it up further with safety equipment, you can pick technology such as lane keeping assistance and nighttime vision camera. The Cayenne is a big SUV that's both rapid and luxurious. Sure, some of its rivals are more comfortable, however, its powerful engines and sharp handling give plenty for keen drivers to love about Porsche's flagship SUV. And before you go anywhere, hit subscribe and never miss another video.